Oh my. Oh my.
You are now tuned in to the Revolution Radio Show.
Yo, what it is and what it do, you're officially tuned in to the Revolution Radio Show on 102.3 FM, KCAA in the Inland Empire, worldwide on the iHeartRadio app and on the NBC. Did I say that? I don't know. We everywhere. So for whoever's listening, we everywhere. It is what it is. As always, I'm your boy Jay Love, aka Uncle Jiggy. I am joined by the statesman himself, Mr. Farron. How you doing, sir?
I'm great, man. How you do?
I'm doing fantastic, man. It is Monday, June the 28th, 2021. And guess what?
What is it?
It is officially begun. It is the final countdown. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the last 3 days of this incarnation, at least, of the Revolution Radio Show. I'm sure we'll be back around in some other form or fashion in the future, but it's a lot of things going on. Life has got complicated in a good way.
Yeah, that's true.
In a good way, but you understand, y'all. Like, this show literally gave me life. I started this show literally. Okay, so I had my heart attack January 9th. Originally, this show was a podcast. Found out about 102.3, met with the station manager, really cool dude. Shout out to Mark, you know what I mean? And did the contract before I had my heart attack. Then I had my heart, and literally the first, I guess you could say, day that I was cleared after I was in the house, like, to do anything, was literally that week that this show was starting on 102.3. And so because I wasn't able to go, we were doing it remote, right? Thanks to technology, we could do the show remote. So, and literally I couldn't go. The doctor's orders were like, nah, your immune system's compromised. Corona's still in full effect, right? Like, you can't go nowhere, right? So I really felt like I was on house arrest. But this show gave me life every day. Like, doing this every day, like, gave me life. So it's a bittersweet moment.
Yeah.
Like I said, I got some really cool things happening. And we'll get into that later. But I just wanted to say, I'm gonna sneeze, y'all.
Chew.
Okay. So that being said, so this is day one of the final three. You know what I'm saying? I've had the privilege of working with some amazing people. I got a shout out. I'm gonna go ahead and shout them out. And I'll say it later on Wednesday. But Miss Melian, I got to shout out Miss Cherie Marlene. But this gentleman right here, Mr. Farron, the statesman. When those two lovely ladies went on to do their thing, and this gentleman reached out to me and was like, "Hey, what's that?" So, and it's been a pleasure, man. It's really been a pleasure. All of you out there, you got to make sure you continue to tune in with him every Sunday night, beginning
July 11th.
July 11th, every Sunday night at 8 p.m., right?
8 o'clock, yeah.
And so, because, he's got a lot to say and a lot of wisdom and a lot of insight. We may disagree on some things. You know what I mean? I still pray for him to make sure that he figures it out. But, but this is a cool dude, man. But other than that, there's a lot of ridiculousness going on in the world.
Like that's new.
Yeah, but it's like, dude, I was like, man, like, because, I get these alerts, right? Because I like to at least think I'm informed. So I get alerts from and here, no one will believe me, but I get alerts from Fox News.
Oh, God.
I get CNN. I get MSNBC. And I get the BBC. And, to try to keep myself up to date with what's going on in the world. And I do those ones because I feel like I try to get a different perspective. Like, I try to see kind of, hopefully, different sides of things and try to get a different perspective. But I will say this. I'm gonna start with a simple story. We've been talking about this since last week.
All right.
And this one's a tragic one or whatever. But the building that went down just outside of Miami, right?
Right.
They have now confirmed 11 dead, right? But 150 people are still unaccounted for. And we're closing in on the window where, as far as how long someone can survive in those conditions, right? It's getting closer and closer to the point where it's like they're no longer looking for survivors. They're just looking for bodies. As of right now, there's still a chance, right? That people can be caught in like little pockets, and, rescue crews are working around the clock. But to think that well over 150 people are still unaccounted for, man, what do you think, man? I don't think it looks good, but
it's been what, almost a week?
Yeah.
Come on. How long can we live?
Technically, like the window closes at like 7 days. Because at some point you would have needed water. Like food, you could go a lot longer without, but water.
Yeah, water. That's what I'm saying.
But and that's what I'm saying. But like in a miracle of a situation, you could be like in a pocket where maybe like something is dripping. What I mean? Like people, because obviously people are grasping for anything to believe in. Yeah. Right. It's just. But we're.
Imagine, man. I can't even imagine.
I can't, like the loved ones. This is one of them situations where it's like, do you hold out hope? Do you just simply prepare yourself to find the body of your loved ones? Do you, because even I reported last week that a lawsuit has been filed on behalf of the families, but I was like, that number was ridiculous. The number was $5 million.
Right.
Okay. Let's just say it's only okay. As far as, and I say this carefully because I don't want to project something, but if 150 people perish, how do you split $5 million with, forget the other families that survived and lost all of their stuff and and have trauma now and all. We ain't even talking about them. Mm-mm. We haven't even got to them yet. Mm-mm. But now we're just talking about the people who actually lost somebody. $5 million, that's it?
Divided by
150. We're going to do that right now. I'm going to go to my trusty little calculator. Let me do how many zeros? That's 6 zeros. Mm-hmm. Divided by, that's 30. Hold on. No, that's, $33,000. $33,000 per family. Really? Okay, first of all, y'all lied on this inspection, said that it was supposedly an inspection that lasted several months. Okay, now contradicting reports are coming out that somebody did find something, but then it kind of got pushed under the rug and that there was some structural damage. And because that's what I was saying, like if it was several months, okay, you were in the Army, okay, and I know y'all do a lot of stuff with your hands and check stuff and whatever. I'm not that guy. Right. I'm the guy that if you're pulled over on the side of the road and your hood is open, I'm just going to come and shake my head and look at it and be like, yep. Looks like the flux capacitor. That's me. I'm that guy. I got AAA. But being that I know the Army is meticulous about checking things and checking them again.
Yes.
Is it possible that you could do an inspection over now? Several months could mean 2, 3, 4, 5. It's definitely more than one. Yeah. So let's just say 1 month to be super conservative.
Okay, 1 month, over 1 month.
Is it possible over a 1 month period?
Okay.
You could inspect a building and not find nothing, and then literally the day that you finish, the next day that building collapses. That
wouldn't happen.
Like if you actually looked at the building, like if you actually just took a look at it, you didn't even touch nothing. You weren't touching stuff. You were just looking like, that crack looked kind of interesting right there. There's cracks everywhere. Step on a crack, break your mama's back. I'm gonna leave it alone.
Nah, that don't look like that's gonna come loose.
Like, come on, man. Are you like? Is that? I'm asking, man. Is that really possible?
No, that's not possible, bro. Especially if you are skilled in your job, you know what you're looking for. Even if you don't touch it, you know what you're looking for. You know what it's supposed to look like.
Right.
You know if that's got a gangster lean to it.
Well, here's what I say all the time. I may not know about a lot of things, but I do know what's not normal. Right.
You know when the screw is loose.
Yeah. Like I may not know how a screw's supposed to go all the way, but I definitely know when it's like crooked.
Have you noticed on some of the doors, the little piston, after you open up a few times, it pushes itself up? Have you ever noticed that? You have to get a hammer and knock it back down a little bit.
All I know is this: if the door used to open real easy, and then now it's like,
let me check the hinges at least, huh?
Something.
Is it
because it used to open real nice?
Is there something on the floor? Nah.
I just know that if you step on steps and one of the step kind of it kind of dip on you. It dips on you a little bit. I don't know nothing about building nothing, but I know the steps ain't supposed to dip on you. I know that much.
That's a fact. So you're saying that the financial increase for the bodies should,
all I'm saying, man, is I'm not calling somebody a liar.
Not enough.
I'm not calling somebody a liar, but somebody ain't telling the truth. You feel me? And ain't no way, if my people perish in a situation like this, we gonna be cool with, because it ain't about the money. But that figure is not one that I'm gonna be like, well, they had a good life. You know what I'm saying? Like, not 33,000 when this was negligence. This is absolutely negligence.
Well, yeah, it's negligence. If they can prove it's negligence.
Prove?
I mean, I don't know. Like, I wasn't there, man. I don't know. Like, I wasn't in the building when it fell down. I didn't live there, so I have no idea what led up to the falling of that building. I don't know. It don't sound right. Don't sound right.
Well,
but I don't know.
Again,
I'm not a building inspector.
Well, again, prayers to the families and everybody involved in this. There's no easy answer or solution, and we hope that they find more people alive soon.
And this our dialogue about this, right? As a Revolution Radio Show conversation. This is what I want listeners to walk away from us as we transition into whatever the next thing we're going to take on, is that there are some stories we just don't have answers to, right? Yeah. And you can have fun and you can try to figure out, your point of view, your perspective, and dialogue with other people and try to figure out what happened. But a lot of these stories we don't even know. And unfortunately, these kind of conversations for some people create arguments and fights and debates. So we want to show you we can handle different views without having to be upset and frustrated with each other. Because at the end of the day, we just don't know. We're bringing you the news and the stories, but some of these stories are just, there's no answer.
Well, we might have an answer here, because speaking of transitions,
okay,
and fights and disagreements, the Supreme Court today left in place a decision that allowed a transgender student to use the bathroom that corresponded to his gender identity. A victory for the LGBTQ community that has been fearful that the High Court would take up the case and reverse a lower court opinion. So,
and the games begin.
Hold on, I'm gonna just finish reading this so we have an actual legal context.
Okay.
The case concerns the scope of a Title IV that prohibits schools from discriminating on the basis of sex. It began when Gavin Grimm, a transgender male. So for those of you who don't fully understand what that is, a transgender male would be a biological female transitioning into a male now, who was then a high school student, challenged the local school board's decision to require him to use either a unisex restroom or a restroom that corresponds to the sex female that he was assigned at birth. So Justice Clarence Thomas and Justice Samuel Alito said they would have taken up the case for the next term. So it says, I am glad that for my years-long fight to have my school see me for who I am is over. Being forced to use the nurse's room, a private bathroom, and the girls' room was humiliating for me. And having to go to out-of-the-way bathrooms severely interfered with my education. Grimm, who has since graduated, said that made the statement on Monday. So here's my question to you, sir, because I know you love all of these things that I like to throw on your plate. So is this a big deal? It's a non-issue. Where are we at with this?
Oh, it's a big deal. It's a big deal.
Hate mail coming in right now. Why is this a big deal, sir?
Go to the bathroom that you was born to go to.
Okay, hold on. I'm just gonna say this. Maybe I'm ridiculous, but have you ever been to a boy's bathroom in high school? I would rather go to the nurse's bathroom.
Thank you.
I'm throwing this in for free.
Thank you.
I've been a boy my whole life, and I don't want to go to the boys' bathroom. I don't know what y'all fighting for. It's overrated.
It's just, I think I said this before in a previous show that we talked about. What is, from my perspective, what that community is fighting for is the actual piece of paper that says, I could go to whatever bathroom I want to. I could get married if I want to. I think.
But but at this point, like, okay.
What's the worst case?
Well, because you're gonna sound like a crazy person, right? Because it's what they say. This is what they say.
It's consequences, bro. It's not craziness. It's what's the consequences.
I'm telling you, I don't know who they is.
If that girl goes in the boys' bathroom and some boys are in there who got issues with that conversation and something happens, and
now you victim blaming. I'm telling you what the narrative is gonna be.
I'm just saying that's a consequence. That's not a victim. That's a consequence, and it's a consequence for the boys who think like that, and for the women who put themselves in a situation that does not have to be a law for you to have the right to go to the men's bathroom. The world is corrupted, bro. Why would you want to put yourself in? What does the Lord's Prayer say?
It's not me.
I know, but I'm saying, why would you want to put yourself in a situation that could cause harm?
Or excuse me, let me gender correctly, because I get yelled at for misgendering people. He feels that he's a boy. That's how he feels. And if he want to go, like now they even got this thing, is this thing where they can stand up. It's like a prosthetic where they could, when they go tinkle, they can stand up. Yeah, man. It's 2021. It's 2021. And they can stand up at the urinal just like a regular boy. I mean, a little bit different, but stand up nonetheless. It
like
was
a funnel. Like a funnel.
Yes. Well, it was actually developed for like outdoors, like for girls going camping and stuff like that, to make it easier in those scenarios. But then they took that original concept and tweaked it a little bit. And so now that original, yes, legit was like a funnel.
So you got to carry it, and then you got to put it in there, and then you got to use the bathroom.
Well, I think you could I think you could like wear it.
How you wash it off?
Man, I don't know.
See, that's nasty. That's nasty. You see, that's nasty.
I'm just trying to present what the situation is, man.
Nasty.
I was trying to applaud that they can stand up now. They can stand up.
That's nasty. How you wiping that off before you stick it back in your pants? That's nasty.
Do you wipe yours off before you? It's the most retarded conversation. I don't know what.
We talk about nature and we talk about plastic.
Man, I'm just saying, man. Look, here's.
Do you understand how corrupted life is? Do you really understand? Do you really understand how corrupt life is? Do you understand that they put these kind of scenarios on TV shows that gives examples of what happens when you put yourself in situations? Do you understand that? That's not cool, man.
Man, all I know is
Not
that
cool. I don't care if they don't like me. I don't care if y'all don't agree. You don't have to agree with what I say. I'm just thinking about the consequences of the danger that you're putting yourself in if you go to the men's bathroom and you a girl.
okay, so I'm gonna give you again the argument, okay, because you got to hear the argument is you're victim blaming, and that would be like telling the girl, "How dare you wear a mini skirt? Don't be mad if the boys rape you because you wore a mini skirt." That's the
So you're gonna put going to the bathroom and the mini skirts in the same conversation.
or if you're breastfeeding in public and somebody
Nothing wrong
look
with that.
and yeah, but guys are oogling at your hoo-has. You know what I mean? That's your fault for breastfeeding in public. That's what you get.
Some guys are immature. I don't know.
I'm just trying to show the different sides of the arguments and say,
Because they're
again,
and
my thing
that's
was
the problem.
simply, me personally, this is,
It's causing confusion in the world. That's what
I
it's
want to
doing.
go to the nurse's bathroom. Okay.
I would
tried
rather go to the nurse. Exactly. I wouldn't try to. Matter of fact, you ever been to the kind of opportunity to go to the men's bathroom or the women's bathroom in a restaurant? I'm going to the women's bathroom. Watch the door. It's cleaner. Come
Yeah.
on, man.
I just for all my trans males out there,
I'll
trust
let
me,
you figure it out.
boys' bathrooms, huh. Like there's days you walk in there and you're like,
Smells like urine
but
on the
like,
floor.
have you ever been? And it's like, how did you get that high on the wall? Like,
But
how
did
is
you
that
even
possible?
piss? Did you even piss in the toilet at all?
I'm not even talking about piss. I'm talking about, did you like do some crazy, ninja flips and just slide with your booty down the wall? Like, why is there doodle
and
stains?
you want a law that says that you can go in there freely.
Yo,
That's what it is. You want a law that says you could go in that bathroom freely. You got it.
Y'all can have it.
Yeah.
I don't want it.
I'll go in when you come out.
I just okay. So, but on the flip side,
Oh, there's a
now
flip
you
side.
can't. Yes, because now you can go to the women's restroom. Why can't
Seriously?
you? Why can't you? If the law says that you can be a different gender and go into the gender that you feel, well, you know what? When I go to the restroom, I feel like a woman. I want to go in a nice, comfortable place.
My eyes almost popped out.
I'm gonna tell you a story. I remember one time years ago, I went to Nordstrom's. Nordstrom's was doing some construction in the men's section, and they said, "Yo, you go down to the women's restroom on the second floor. We're using that as a temporary men's restroom." Dog, I didn't know this existed. They had sofas in the restroom. It was so elegant. It was beautiful. Like I was like, they had like a living room.
Because they
I
don't
didn't
pee
know
on the floor.
I didn't know what to do though. It was beautiful in there. And I sat down for a minute and it was like they had leather sofas. And I was like, wow, this is fantastic. Like women actually have this. And it smelled like potpourri and it was clean. And you know what I mean? Like I never had an experience like that. And here's the crazy part. The doors went all the way to the ground.
Yeah, so no peeping Toms can look inside.
The doors went to the ground. I was like, I can stay in here and just handle some business and just, meditate.
So you don't get peeping Toms.
I'm just saying, man. The women's restroom at Nordstrom's on the second floor was amazing.
Let me ask you.
It changed my life.
Let me ask you a question. Is there a law that you want passed so you could use something that the females can only use right now that you want to use as a male? Is there anything that you want changed?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, okay, I'm just checking.
I do want to use Nordstrom's no longer exists. I got to go check the one in Macy's.
Just checking.
I got to see if it's the same in Macy's. I don't know.
Is there any males out there that want to use something that the women use that we are not authorized to use by law? I want to know. At Farhan Dozier on Instagram. And
You know what
Twitter.
I'm thinking? You know what I am thinking about?
Anything that y'all want? Let's fight
I'm
for
thinking,
it.
you know what? I think, where's the men that are getting Brazilian butt lifts? Where are the men at that are getting Brazilian butt lifts? I mean, as long as we at it, let's go. You know what I mean? I think it's time that we, you know what I mean? Like why women have been wearing wigs and lace fronts and all that for a long time, but now that this new thing came with the dudes, you seen the ones, the real fly ones?
I'm about to get my hair back.
Dog, you seen them, how fresh they are? I felt like going bald just so I could get a perfect cut.
I'm about to get my hair back, yo. These eyebrows is gonna match my hairstyle.
Oh, we're stupid. If you're just tuning in, this is the Revolution Radio Show on 102.3.
We need a revolution right now.
Yeah, so here's a revolution. Here's something that you probably not ready for. Facebook.
Oh God.
Facebook just hit a benchmark. They hit the $1 trillion mark on their market value. And apparently there's a cap put on them since a federal court dismissed a FTC antitrust complaint. So a federal court has dismissed the Federal Trade Commission's antitrust complaint against Facebook, saying the agency has failed to provide evidence for its claim that the social media giant holds a monopoly in social networking. So in an opinion published Monday afternoon, Judge James Bossberg of the U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia held that the FTC failed to plead enough facts to plausibly establish that Facebook has monopoly power in the market for personal social networking services. So that being said, that's basically the legal way of saying that, ladies and gentlemen, Facebook basically can now beat up on everybody. I mean, they already have, but they can way surpass 1 trillion now because they've proven that they don't have a monopoly, right? So, for example, what would a monopoly be? There was a thing called Snapchat that people used to be real big on about 2 years ago, right? Snapchat. And then guess what? Facebook wanted to buy Snapchat, but the young dude at Snapchat was like, nah, I'm 23 and I'm feeling myself, right? I and Mark Zuckerberg was like, I was 23 too. That's cute. Let me offer you $4 billion, right?
That's cute.
Let me offer you $4 billion. And this dude said, nah, I'm 23. I'm feeling myself. $4 billion, I'm worth 20 billion. Mark Zuckerberg was like, bet. So then next thing you know, Facebook and Instagram introduced stories eerily similar to the Snapchat model of these quick little 15-second, you know what I mean?
You said bet.
And now I haven't heard nobody talk about Snapchat in a long time, right? Along comes TikTok.
Boom.
Everybody doing their little TikTok challenges. And what does Facebook and Instagram do? Reels, right? And they're a little bit off because they got to introduce some more things to make Reels really compete with TikTok. But now that the gloves is off, they can literally just mimic it. Like they was careful with the other. Now they can just mimic it because like, yo, the gloves is off. The judge threw this out. We good. Like, what's the one that Donald Trump tried to get on? Pantheon or some other thing?
Yeah, I don't even know.
We don't know because the only thing that really exists is Facebook and Instagram. Even Twitter is like an old man's, you know what I mean? Like an old man's Facebook. And Facebook is an old man's Facebook. So if Twitter's even older, you understand? Like, it's just like literally when it comes to social media.
What is the number one platform right now? Is there such?
Facebook.
You think Facebook is still number one? Yeah,
because literally half of the world's population is on Facebook.
Wow.
That's almost 3.8 billion people around the globe are on.
Trying to get off of Facebook too.
But here's the crazy part though. Give it like it's like people 30 and older are on Facebook, right? And typically people 30 and younger, even though there's a little bit of cross section in that, but are on Instagram, right? And little by little, the older you get, the more Facebook you do. And the younger you are, the more Instagram you do. But what did they do? They made it easy. Guess what? You could post in one spot and it'll go to both.
Ah, that's right.
That's why I haven't got rid of my Facebook. Or else I would have. Because every time I post on Instagram, it goes to Facebook. So, ladies and gentlemen, Mark Zuckerberg, I know everyone was talking about Corona's the Antichrist and the mark of the beast.
He real close.
Y'all were so worried about this shot, and Mark Zuckerberg like know your next kid's name. You understand what I'm saying?
He got a lot of data.
He got your DNA. He got your social security number.
Your fingerprint. Your
you know where your baby mama stay.
Oh God!
And everybody worried about this shot. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. People worried about this shot. And the crazy part is this: Mark Zuckerberg don't even have to ask you for information. Y'all be giving it. You know what y'all do? See this little thing right here? And those of you driving don't know, I held up my phone. Y'all mess around and go, hey, guess where I'm at right now? And then you take pictures. You put little geolocators on. You make sure to tag in your photos so you can show your little freshness, right? And you just let them ride in. And you worried about a shot?
Or the shot taking over your DNA.
This is hilarious to me. It is, dude. It is so funny to me. This is just a side note. I'm gonna throw this in for free. Okay.
Go ahead.
I was at a charity boxing event yesterday. Okay. And it was rather interesting. And on the final match, one of the boxers came in hurling, or is it hurling? Or is it hurling or flailing? I don't know. Whatever. He basically his people had a Trump 2024 banner, right? Trump 2024, right? And here's the funny thing. Most of the anti-vaxxers are pro-Trumpers, right? But Trump is vaccinated. Just help me understand. Help me to understand that logic.
What do you want me to say? Do as I say, not as I do. I don't know.
Come on, Farron, you the military guy, man. I need to understand these things.
Oh, that don't have nothing to do with no military.
How does your man? You
can get the finger and not the middle, the index. Oh, he's not my man's.
But this dude is vaccinated. Matter of fact, he was like the first one to get vaccinated. And then you gonna be down with him and not be cool with vaccinations? That's like
they not down with him.
That's like people who are down with Snoop Dogg being anti-weed. I love Snoop. Snoop is the greatest, the dog father. I'm with everything that Snoop do. Snoop can't lie to me. Snoop is the greatest. Oh, I hate weed. Huh?
They don't go together.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Revolution Radio Show, 102.3 FM.
What is that, though? That's very interesting. What is that? They're not followers.
But they're blindly following. But that one thing, like I don't understand it.
But I think we labeled them Trump supporters, or who labeled them? See, they
labeled themselves Trump supporters.
Did they?
Yes.
You objectify yourself? I guess.
You the one that introduced the objectification.
Yeah, objectify yourself though.
Put it pops because the Bill Cosby still in the jail and other people's being let out. I think it's a conspiracy.
Does that mean you're a Bill Cosby supporter?
I will say this. Oh, I thought you was asking me. I was about to.
I mean, I am like that's.
I will say this.
The world is corrupted.
I believe that there was a conspiracy behind putting Bill Cosby in jail. I think that definitely Bill Cosby was a jerk. definitely Bill Cosby was a pervert, right? He was definitely an adulterer. But here's what I do know. In that era that and this is not making excuses, but that he came up in, you know what everybody did? Quaaludes when they partied.
Yep.
And it's funny how Bill Cosby was the only one, but Hugh Hefner was pretty much known in circles to damn near be a pimp.
No complaints there, was there?
Them Playboy parties wasn't about just chilling in the swimming pool.
Having nachos and bean dip.
You feel me? Like, but Bill Cosby, the only one? Come on, man. Come on, man. Like, I think there's a lot of dudes sweating. Like, I hope Bill don't start snitching. I hope he don't get Tekashi on us. You
yeah,
feel
but
me?
that was to stop him from buying the network. We all know what that was about.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think like
we all know what that was about.
And I don't believe in blaming the victim. Okay, so let me be very clear. I'm a very huge advocate for women's rights. I'm a very huge advocate for believing people when they say things, or you know what I mean? At least, I mean, there needs to be due process, right? But I do believe in believing the victim, right? That being said, I have to be clear about something. If you have been raped and then you continue to date someone for, in some cases, 6 months, a year, 3 years after the alleged rape, at what point do you take responsibility? Just asking. Please send all hate mail to Farron.
That's your conversation. I'm trying to see where you headed with that, because that's
it's my last couple of days, man. I'm going out the ball of fire. I'm going out the ball of fire. I'm lighting it up. No, but I'm asking a very sincere question, right? Because look, you can't victimize me and then me willingly go back to a situation and I come back and be mad at you because I stayed in that situation and then you just ended up to be a jerk.
Yeah, but this is not across the board, but when you look at psychological issues and trauma, some people stay in bad relationships because there's a pleasure and a pain.
See, but at what point do we have personal responsibility?
We don't get to decide that for people though.
But we do when, okay. So again, we're talking about social cues. So, and you
don't get to decide that though.
Okay, but what about
ask women who know their women friends are in relationships where they're getting domestic violence and all that, and the women don't know how to leave the relationship. Even men get trapped in relationships and don't know how to get out because they feel like, well, if I leave this, I ain't gonna have nothing. I'd rather have this than to be by myself because we want to belong to something. So then I'll let you knock me out a few times, but
and again, I'm asking
stay and hang with you.
I'm asking questions that I've heard other people ask. So at that point, then isn't it even exchange? So, for example, I'm gonna give you a very.
You have to watch the words that you have to watch how you dialogue it though, because I don't know what an even exchange is.
Okay, this was literally a question asked to me, right, by a young man that I mentor. He said, because they call me Unc. He was like, Unc, help me to understand something, right? And he said, like, I was checking out this Harvey Weinstein situation, right? And from what I seen, yeah, dude is grimy, right? He said, this is what I'm confused about. He said, if he offered a girl, say, a part in a movie, right, to do X, Y, and Z, and then she did it, but she got the part in the movie, right? He was like, isn't that fair? She got the part in the movie. I didn't know how to answer him, right? Because I know sometimes men and women think differently, right? We tend to think, and this is a generalization, it's not everything and every time, okay? But I'm open to hear what you got to say. But if they both had an agreement, right? Then later, when she feeling some kind of way, but she got the movie that made her career and made her millions of dollars. Now she gonna come back and be like, but he did this to me. Because he was like, and this is his reasoning. 22-year-old young man said, I could see Unc if he wouldn't have gave her the movie. Then I'd be like, yo, that dude is grimy, right? He's like, but yo, Unc, she got the movie and became a millionaire and a movie star. Why is he bad? Right? And I was like, well,
he's bad for offering to do that. That's what he's bad about. He's offering. That's what he's bad at. Dang, just give the girl the part. Why you got to do all this A, B, C, and D?
But why did he got to give her the part? Why does she deserve the part?
Well, that's what. Well, then hire people to find the person for the right person, not you. Money for nothing.
Look, and this is what this dude told me. He said, he said, that's like if you tell me you gonna give me a record deal, all I gotta do is go over there and punch that dude in the mouth. And I go and punch the dude in the mouth, and you give me a record deal, right? And I make $1 million, and you know what I mean? And then dude turn around and sue me because I punched him in the mouth. I can't be mad at you. I got what I wanted. I was like, remind me to never ask you to punch somebody in the mouth. But I'm glad you're gonna hold it down, though. I'm glad you're gonna see that it wasn't on me. But
that is a mute. That party, that issue is on both parties. Because she should have, and not she shouldn't have, but she should develop the courage.
She should have said no.
Wherewithal. Exactly. Whatever that was, to be like, nah, I don't want the movie that bad.
Right. So at what point? So we have to be responsible for someone else's lack thereof. And again, I'm just asking questions. I'm not saying that this is where I stand or that, sometimes.
But that industry is corrupted anyway. So it's worse that goes on than that. So that ain't new. That was going on before you and I was born.
Right.
So
I just know this much. No, see, I'm gonna say
teach our children again the consequences of your behavior and be responsible without fault or blame. And she should be responsible without fault or blame because she got what she asked for and she agreed to it. And or put it in writing. Hey, we're gonna do A, B, C, and D, and you're gonna get this piece in this movie. And sign right here, because when you come back and be like, he raped me and I did it for the movie. Nah, bro, you signed the paperwork right here and you agreed to it. Now that's how you cover yourself. If you're gonna be that kind of guy,
no, not me. No,
not you. Right. I'm just saying, but
yeah,
put it on paper then. Document it. If you that bold that you want to have somebody do something for a part, then put it in writing. There's no.
So okay, so based on that argument, then later she can't come back and say that, like,
not if she signed the paper, not if it states A, B, C, and D for the script.
I was a willing participant.
Exactly, signed it on paper. Now
if who's listening, nephew? If you listen, nephew.
Hey, if you that kind of guy, just put it in writing, and don't videotape it either. Put it in writing and sign and have her put some ink to the paper.
Look, man, all I know is
like a blue ink too.
All I know is I'm just staying on the straight and narrow. I'm just glad that God loved me and He working through all of my little situations. And
you gotta learn how to navigate the corrupted world. You gotta learn how to navigate the corrupted world to protect yourself. If you're gonna be dirty, then be dirty.
Well, no, but even like I said, because, and I'm so mad this show's about to be over, but like the fact that, like, I say all the time, there's many of us of a certain age, right, that because of the time that we grew up in, might have had some suspect behavior in our youth, right? Because many of us, we weren't raised by men, right? We didn't know how to be men, right?
Yeah, I
And
agree.
so we were raised by movies. We were
Exactly.
raised by music, right?
Exactly.
And we were, quite frankly, raised by porn, right? And so
Fantasy, all
all of this, yes,
fantasy.
all of it is fantasy. And then the final piece of that is your homeboys, and they lying. Now that we grown, we know everybody was lying, right?
For
Like
real.
he didn't never get with that girl. You know what I mean? Like we know that now.
And not like that.
But
He didn't do none of that.
yeah, and so but so there was a lot of dysfunction that a lot of us, like, if you go, that's why we've talked about before, like, how far back do you go?
Yeah.
How far back do you hold somebody accountable for things that indiscretions or things that they may not have understood as an indiscretion at a particular time? Where is the line that we draw, and at what point can we grow and learn from it, and where is personal responsibility come in? And I think it's a lot more complex than just right and wrong or black and white.
Oh yeah. It's corrupted. Society is corrupted, and I say corrupted, not right or wrong, good or bad. I win, you lose. It's corrupted, and until we teach people how to protect themselves inside the corruptedness,
And where do we do that, Bishop? Where is the answer, Bishop?
we go back and sit people down and teach them the way. Teach them how to think about what they're about to do. Teach them how to look at the consequence. That's the best way I could tell you. Teach them how to think. We have to teach people how to think again.
Well, here's what I tell folks. Okay, again, we've established you and I are men of faith. Okay.
Yes.
And so, but here I'll give a free nugget for people who don't share my same faith. Okay. There are truths in the Bible that are universal. Okay. I believe simply because the truth is the truth, but whatever. So there is a scripture that says that above all else, choose wisdom above everything, above riches, above even righteousness, even like choose wisdom, because wisdom is impartial, right? And wisdom doesn't care about your political affiliations. Wisdom doesn't care what your race is. Wisdom doesn't care if you're male, female, somewhere in between, right? Wisdom is just right down the middle, right? And typically, though, the wise choice is the righteous choice, right? The wise choice by default is the holy choice, is the choice that is in alignment with the way things, the order of things, right? When I learned this lesson, it changed my life, because so many people tried to live off of right and wrong and too often miss the bar, right? Because it's in human nature to kind of want to rebel and to immediately, like, you don't touch that. I got to touch it. Because you said not to, right? And there's another scripture that says all things are permissible, yet not everything is beneficial, right? And when I put these two things together, what it did for me is it taught me that, look, I can literally do anything I want to do, right? Like there's no cosmic force that is going to come out of the sky and zap me down, right? But I have to understand that, like science teaches us, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction, right? There's consequence, right? And consequence doesn't matter what you believe. Doesn't care. Consequence is straight down the middle, just like wisdom. And so wisdom aligned with that goes, I can do this thing, but whether I believe whatever I believe or not, it doesn't matter. These are the basic things that will come. Like, it's simple math, right? So for example, I can leave right now, go smoke some crack, shoot 2 people in the face, rob a bank, you know what I mean? And do a whole slew of other ridiculous things. I can, right? Like I physically can. But the truth is, I probably won't live either A, a long life, or B, a healthy life living that in that manner. Doesn't matter what I believe, right? I can believe that I come from rocks in the middle of the ocean, and you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. And that I could, like, melt down and go back into the ocean and no one will catch me. Doesn't matter. The truth is that if I live that way, there are consequences and repercussions that come with everything. And so I say that to say this: at some point in all of our lives, and we got 6 minutes. Some point in all of our lives, we have to take personal responsibility for ourselves. I have done a lot of foul things in my life, and I've had foul things done to me. But at the end of the day, I can't control anyone else. The only thing I can control is the dude who looks back at me in the mirror. And even though at different times in my life, I have been a victim. I've been a victim of abuse when I was a child, right? Couldn't control it. I've been a victim of fraud, as an adult. Whatever. But at the end of the day, the only thing I'm responsible for truly is for me. And I can make adjustments there. I can't make adjustments anywhere else. I can make adjustments on how I react to things, how I, feel about things, but in understanding that, it literally has been life-changing, because now I don't function on what I feel, right? Or on what may be right or wrong. It's just like, what is wise? Because I can do whatever, but what's wise?
There's also, for me, there's other pieces to that puzzle. The knowledge and the understanding. So depending on what your knowledge and understanding is what you've been applying to people, we apply it to our life. So again, right. If your knowledge and understanding is corrupt, if your knowledge is corrupted, or if the knowledge is what it is, and then your understanding is corrupted, right, then your application is going to be corrupted. So when I say how do I really believe at some level, it don't have to be biblical conversations, but we could teach people how to think wisely. We could teach people how to reevaluate their belief systems, challenge them. We could teach people how to say, hey, is that way of life beneficial to you? Let's just talk about it. Is doing crack beneficial to your life? Is smoking cigarettes beneficial to your life? Is drinking a lot of alcohol every day? Maybe you could drink some, but a lot every day, is that beneficial? Those are ways that we could talk to people so they could start to look at their own life and like, well, you know what? Yeah, there is, I can't eat McDonald's every day. You can eat McDonald's once a week, but not every day. You could drink a beer once a week, but not every day. And 5 beers. Well, so you know what? There's a way that we could have a conversation with people and just take their current truths and challenge them. That's what I do on one of my other talk shows. I challenge people of what they believe.
Well, speaking of that, we're literally just under 2 minutes ago. I'm thankful that, you know what, ladies and gentlemen, that's why this will be continued on Sunday nights at 8 p.m. beginning July 11th. When you tune into, and he will give Farron, I might just leave y'all frustrated, but Farron gonna give y'all some answers. You
something, just some insight or something. Yeah. My truth set me free. Your truth will set you free, and that's all we could ask for.
And I'm going to cut it down the middle and be like, the truth. I don't know who y'all is, but the truth is what sets folks free. Ain't but one truth. So with that being said, man, hey, we got 2 more days of this, man. I really appreciate you, dude.
No doubt, man. Let's go.
We're going to have some fun. We're going to be really stupid for the next couple of days. Thank y'all for tuning in. We truly appreciate it. But don't forget, I'm going to keep pushing this until I'm out of here. Sunday nights, 8 p.m. beginning July 11th. Support this dude. He's an amazing cat. Got a lot to say. Got a lot of insight. I'm looking at the clock, y'all. Sorry.
We can have some Revolution Radio talk still. Like I said,
we're gonna do it.
It's not over.
We're gonna do it. So with that being said, as always, I'm your man's J Love, aka Uncle Jiggy. That's the statesman himself, Mr. Farron. This is the Revolution Radio Show, 102.3 FM, KCAA. And as always, I gotta remind you: reach for your best, reach for success. But most of all, reach for God, because God is love and love is everything. We'll see y'all mañana, man.
Peace out.
Oh my.